In today's economic environment, the need to provide home and property owners with tax relief is more important than ever. Illinois ranks 49th out of 50 in funding public education at the state level, which means that the burden of building and maintaining our schools has fallen on one major source: home and property owners.
We have a system that relies heavily on property tax as the foundation for determining what type of financial support there will be behind a child's education.
Other sources of revenue have simply not been available to school districts, especially when it comes to the construction and upkeep of school buildings. State funding, for example, is just not an option.
All governmental units in Illinois, and particularly school districts, are facing significant challenges these days. There never seems to be enough money, whether it is for the construction of new facilities, the maintenance of existing facilities, the ability to pay teachers, the ability to keep the lights on.
Various attempts at education funding reform have not led to real changes. And without other options, home and property owners in Illinois have continued to carry the load.
We place an over-reliance on property owners, those folks that are trying to balance their checkbook, and they're trying to keep their homes, in many cases, especially in today's economy.
In October of 2007, the Illinois legislature offered school districts and voters across the state a new choice, which can reduce property taxes and fund school construction and maintenance in a new way. School districts in a county can now ask voters to approve a county-wide sales tax. This sales tax can replace property taxes to pay down debt on existing schools or pay for future maintenance or construction.
Having the ability to impose a sales tax for school construction is a major philosophical change in the way schools are financed in the state.
With this law, real property tax relief is now possible in Illinois counties that pass this sales tax.
We ran the sales tax referendum simply on this basis. We are going to use it to give money back to the voters. In other words, property tax relief.
This is going to lower my property taxes, and that's huge.
Along with providing tax relief, the county sales tax for school facilities is a fair way to fund construction and maintenance. It places a tax on retail sales in a county, but has been carefully designed to ensure that many essential items are not subject to the tax. For example, groceries, drugs, cars, trucks, farm equipment, boats, and RVs are not taxed.
People are so burdened already with property taxes, and it was the only means that we could come up with that we felt that was the fairest way to build our schools, and again do it in the most expedient manner possible.
And instead of relying on home and property owners, a county sales tax brings in revenue from new sources. In many cases, this sales tax means that individuals who do not live in a county are supporting the school facility needs in the counties where they visit or shop.
You have a family of 4 traveling through Cass County from Chicago. They stop, they fill their gas tank, they go to a local restaurant and eat, then they see that there's a local Walmart, so they stop in and shop there. That family of 4 just contributed to lowering people's property taxes and providing a better education for those students in Beardstown. And when you look at it that way, why wouldn't you vote for that?
The county sales tax for education also has a specific purpose. The revenue it generates can only be used for maintaining, improving, or building school facilities, or for reducing property taxes that currently pay for these costs. The county sales tax cannot be used for salaries, administration, or any other operating costs.
No general fund money involved, nothing related to salaries or any other type of operation, only bricks and mortar. And because they were able to get that law drawn so narrowly and tightly, it enjoyed pretty commanding community support.
Providing a quality learning environment has reached a crisis point in school districts across Illinois. Along with simply providing safe, efficient buildings and classrooms, School districts must also make sure that their facilities are meeting the needs of today's education.
In our state and across this country, a lot of the investment in the infrastructure for schools has been made several years ago, decades ago. And education has changed.
There's billions of dollars of deferred maintenance in the public schools, not counting building new buildings, but just deferred maintenance.
But a county sales tax for education can help solve these problems. In Iowa, for example, every county has passed such a sales tax, and the results are clear. Property taxes are lower, and school facilities are better.
When you're sitting on the Illinois side and looking across the river and they're building auditoriums and gymnasiums and modernizing all their facilities for technology and adding classrooms based on the appropriate student growth that they're experiencing, it just makes you wonder, why them and not us?
Chambers of commerce, businesses, and farm organizations have all rallied behind county sales taxes to fund school facilities.
People saw the support that the business community in Sioux City was giving to this, and that gave them some comfort and satisfaction that it was going to be well shepherded, that it was well designed, that it was targeted, and that gave people a lot of satisfaction that this wasn't just some new bureaucracy.
The local farm bureau that I've been active in studied this thing for about 3 months and really wallered it around and stomped on it quite a bit, and wound up the board of directors unanimously supported this. In my 35 years with the local farm bureau, it's the first time we've ever done anything unanimously.
It shows a community that is thinking about the future. And I think that's a selling point. It's been very positive for us from an economic development point of view.
At its heart, the county sales tax for school facilities is about shifting the burden away from property taxes. It keeps schools and communities strong. School districts facing serious facilities challenges have been transformed by this approach to funding.
We had the distinction in this city of having 8 or 10 schools built before 1900.
One new elementary school in the district stands out as a symbol of what can be accomplished with the county sales tax for education.
And actually, it isn't our newest anymore. We just opened 2 new ones here about 2 months ago, but it was the first elementary that we did because of the need. And it is an absolutely beautiful structure. It's been recognized in national architectural magazines. It was built very economically for one of the lowest square footages of any elementary school in the area. And that's because our entire community is committed to this.
For voters, a referendum to pass a sales tax is a real chance to bring success stories like this one to their own school districts and communities without increasing property taxes.
This seems to be a golden opportunity for at least a revenue source that's not been explored previously.
The need for a new source of school funding is clear. The sales tax for education offers voters in a county the chance to approve a fair, common-sense approach to funding school facilities. It provides real property tax relief. It supports economic development in our communities, and it helps to ensure that our children have the learning environment they need to succeed. Support for public education in Illinois is strong, and voters have proven that they will stand behind an approach to funding school facilities that makes sense. Superintendent Roger Eddy remembers the words of one former student who spoke to him about supporting public education.
He said, Mr. Eddy, he said, I think part of what I'm thinking is somebody did this. The school I went to, somebody paid for that. He said, I reckon it's our turn.
And with the county sales tax, we can provide support for school facilities and move away from such heavy reliance on property taxes.
So particularly for Illinois, we should be doing a much better job. And here's an opportunity to take a big step forward.